Hello, everyone. My name is Brett Myers, and I'm filling in for Samantha Ellendary today. Don't change the channel because this is your online practice session for today, July 21st. I'm a speech-language pathologist at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is displayed behind me. And earlier in the year, the Parkinson Voice Project announced that the University of Utah is now a Speak Out Therapy and Research Center. So as a special Friday treat, Samantha is allowing me to take over the home practice session. So I'm excited to be here and I'm thrilled to be part of the Parkinson Voice family. So let's get started with a sip of water. So grab your water. I've got mine in my University of Utah mug. And let's just take a sip with intent. All right, and then we will jump into our exercises. Starting with our M syllables, we'll say each syllable with intent. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. Make sure you really get your voice out in front of you. Again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Say each sound with intent. Here we go. May, me, my, mo, moo. And because it's Friday, we only have to do that one 3 times. So let's move on to our sustained ah. Let's try to hold out your ah for about 10 seconds. Make sure you open your mouth nice and wide. Here we go. Ah. Very good. Take a breath and let's do it again. Ah. Get your voice up and over your computer or iPad. Ah. Very good. Now let's take a sip of water after that. Put your cup down and let's move on to our glides. Again, we'll do this 3 times. So we'll glide up, hold that top note, and glide down, and hold the bottom note, and try to make sure you hit all those notes in between. All right, so here we go. Ready? Ah. Ah. Very good. Again. Ah. Ah. Make sure you have a nice steady glide up and down. One more time. Ah. Ah. Very good. Let's take a sip of water after those glides. Okay, now we will move on to some counting. This time I want you to count from 1 to 20 without stopping. So take a breath when you need to, but we're just going to say each number from 1 to 20 with intent. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take a breath when you need to in the middle of all that counting. I wouldn't expect you to do it all in one breath. But let's now go back and do counting from 1 to 20 by twos. So just the even numbers starting with 2. Here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now for an added challenge, let's see if we can go 20 back down to 2, but only hitting those even numbers again. So we're going backwards. Here we go. With intent, each number. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Very good. Now let's count by fives from 5 to 50. All right, here we go with intent. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Very good. Let's take a sip of water. Now, as you're putting your water down, I want to share with you that we have a special holiday coming up in Utah on July 24th. The holiday is called Pioneer Day, and I want to share some facts with you about Pioneer Day. It is just a Utah state holiday, although I think some areas in the surrounding states also celebrate it. But if you're not from the area, you may have never heard of Pioneer Day. So I want to share some fun facts with you. So I have these facts on the screen, and I want you to read them out loud with me, with intent. And for the highlighted words, let's really emphasize those. Make those extra intentional. Okay, here we go. Pioneer Day is a Utah holiday every July 24th. It's the same day every year. So next sentence. Pioneers arrived in the Salt Lake Valley in 1847. Okay, next. Today we celebrate with parades and fireworks. Really get your voice out in front of you. Pretend you are up on the mountain behind me and letting the world know these facts. So let's do the last one. Locals also celebrate Pie and Beer Day on the 24th. So that's a fun little tradition that has come out of Pioneer Day, where people celebrate with pie and beer. So in light of that, I would like to have some cognitive exercises around pie to celebrate Pie and Beer Day. Let's start off by telling me 5 types of pie. So with intent, name 5 different types of pie. Did you come up with 5? I know I could. What about what's your favorite pie? Can you tell me your favorite pie with intent? Good. Say it again and just let it fly over your computer or iPad. One more time, nice and intentional. I personally could not pick a favorite pie because I love all pies. So let's move on to some trivia about pie. So what I'd like to do here is let's read the question together, and then from the answers below, speak with intent the answer that you think is correct. So let's read the question together. Here we go. A teaspoon of what will guarantee a flaky crust? Now, if you know the answer, speak it out with intent. Well, the answer is vinegar. So again, I'm going to say that with intent. Vinegar. All right, let's move on to the next question. Let's say the question together. How many slices of pie does the average American eat per year? What do you think the answer is? Say it with intent. Well, the answer is 6. But I know my answer is probably more like 15. I know I eat way more than 6 slices of pie per year. Okay, the next question. Let's read it together. What dairy product gives custard pies their consistency? Which answer do you think is correct? Say it with intent. The correct answer is eggs. So let's say that again with intent. Eggs! I love to bake pies, but I have not made a custard pie, so I think I have to do that after reading this trivia. Let's have one more question about pies. So read it together. What was the earliest civilization to make pies? Can you guess the right answer? When you know it, say it with intent. I'll tell you, the answer is Egypt. Let's say Egypt with intent. Egypt. I have never had an Egyptian pie, but now I am tempted to try one. All right, now let's move on to Dr. Boone's nonsense words. And we're really going to focus on exaggerating the G's, the NG's, and the K's. Okay, and again, imagine you're at the top of that mountain behind me and letting your voice fly over the town. Here we go. Goo, la, gung, ga, ga. Let's do that line again with intent. Goo, la, gung, ga, ga. Now the second line. Ku, ka, mung, goo, ka. Again. Ku, ka, mung, goo, ka. Now the top line. Gung, gla. Again. Gung, gla. And the second line. Ku, kla. Ku, kla. Very good. Let's take a sip of water. It's been a while since I've had a sip, so go ahead and have some water. Now, I'd like to do one more bonus round of reading that is specific to Pioneer Day, which is the big Utah holiday that we will be celebrating here on Monday. So I'm going to share this reading. So this is a little history lesson for you. I'm going to keep scrolling through the sentences, but please join me in reading each word with intent. And the highlighted words will use an extra boost of intent. All right, here we go. Mormon pioneers left Illinois and journeyed west seeking refuge from religious persecution. Determined to settle in an isolated region, the pioneers made their way across the plains and over the Rocky Mountains to Utah. After a treacherous 1,000-mile exodus, Brigham Young and fellow pioneers arrived in Utah's Great Salt Lake Valley on July 24th, 1847. The settlers consecrated the 2-square-mile city and sent back word that the promised land had been found. By the end of 1847, nearly 2,000 Mormons had settled in the Salt Lake Valley. And that's the story of how Utah was settled and later became a state. In fact, when it was settled, I believe it was still part of Mexico. So it wasn't even a territory in the United States yet, but it did soon after become part of the United States. Well, thank you all for joining me today for this special Friday session. It was a pleasure to be here with you. I hope you all enjoy a fun weekend and keep using intent throughout your weekend. And I'll be using intent on Pioneer Day on Monday. Thank you so much. Have a great day.